Page.
Here.
Dahl. Here. Philippos.
Here.
Harvey excused. Kenders excused. McLaren.
Here.
Nogie.
Here.
Novacek.
Here.
Youlander. Here.
Public comment on agenda items only. Do we have any student representatives tonight? Superintendent's report.
Under Superintendent's report this evening, we have some congratulations to this year's middle school spelling bee winners. In third place, we have Gabe Chikowski. We have second place, Josie Nogie, and first place, Aiden McFeely. So congratulations to those students. We also want to congratulations to the students who participated in the Westmoreland County Music Educator Association Junior High County Band on Friday, February 21st, 2020. Rose Kochman, Tyler Fabian, Michaela Hasbrook, Jordan McDonough, Madison Sapolsky, Hayden Cooper, Madeline Collins, and Wyatt Schomer. So congratulations to those students. We want to congratulate Emma Geis, who qualified for the Whippeal Rifle Finals on February 13th at Dormont Sports Club. We want to congratulate Glenn Christner and Shane Momeyer, who qualified for the Whippeal Wrestling Finals on February 15th at Cannonmount High School. And those two are also going to the Southwest Regional Wrestling Finals on February, and have gone February 21st and 22nd. And we want to congratulate Levi Gabadlo, who qualified for the Whippeal Swimming Finals that were held at Truce Hall at the University of Pittsburgh at the end of February. So congratulations to all those students. Mr. Evans, did anybody move forward from those? Anything to report on those events that they went to?
No advancement on those, but they had a great season.
We want to congratulate Connor McCurdy, who qualified for the WBIAL Bowling Individual Championships. Congratulations to Connor. February Rotary Students of the Month were Jordan Granny, Nick Boyer, Hattie Boucher, and Tim Barrett. So congratulations to those students. And we found out today or yesterday that Elizabeth Pasquale received a Donors Choose grant, story time with the classics for $180. So congratulations to Libby. Two informational items this month. According to PDE, our single audit report for the year ending June 30th, 2019 was approved as being substantially in compliance with regulations and relevant federal and Commonwealth policies. So we are in compliance as we should be with our single audit report. And last but not least, informational, we have our budget performance report. Mr. Meyer.
Thank you. If you look at the overall budget performance report with the revenue and expenditures, and you factor in the accrual that will take place in June for the salary and benefits, we're running right about break even, which is expected. The revenue for the current year collections is actually up 2%. Our real estate taxes came in right about budget, but our earned income tax and our transfer tax for property is up slightly. If you look at the expense end, you'll see a couple expenditures that are overdrawn, particularly purchase services. I'm in the process of realigning some of the charges to some of the changes that have taken place at the PDE level as far as where certain items have to be reported, with some new external reports that are coming out here in March and again at the end of the year. So you'll see some of the lines are overdrawn. Later on in the release in May, I will come to the board with a specific report which will show those line items. Okay? And then lastly, the construction fund had no activity for the past month. There is a $320,000 balance there. Next month at the workshop meeting, I plan on presenting draft one of the budget for the 2021 school year. We do have a budget finance committee meeting scheduled for Monday, March 9th at 4 o'clock. Does anybody have any questions? Thank you.
Other than that, that is all I have.
Thank you, Jim. Under budget and finance, I need a motion to approve the board minutes.
Youlander.
And second,
Oh.
all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approve the general funds for payment. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
We're going to do a roll call on that.
Okay, can we have questions for all those bills?
Yeah.
Okay, just give me 1 second. Okay,
And then
all right,
just
here we go,
push
all right.
one.
Just hold on, I have to go through them. Dr. Sargent, can you give me some examples of all the transportation and mileage that we pay for various employees here? Where people are traveling, why our travel expenses are?
Just in general,
Yeah, give me
administratively,
some-
teacher-wise. So I can tell you
both
administrative.
Administrative and teacher.
So administratively, if administrators travel between buildings or outside the district, they put in for mileage for those things. If you attend outside district meetings, you would put in for mileage for that. Teachers that would travel, they can claim mileage for that in between buildings. We have several teachers that do travel that are shared among buildings, especially at the elementary level, that they would claim mileage for that.
Okay. Can you tell me who profits from the PA Principals Association at a fee of $5.95 times 2, and what the district benefits from that membership?
I can tell you the PA Principals Association is the professional association for the Princeton District that offers professional development, it offers training, it offers protection as far as liability-wise goes. Membership, different principals, those two there would be for Dr. Larseny's and Mr. Smetic, and those become renewable in different months, like depending on when you would have started in the district is when that would be renewed. But that is their professional membership and also covers part of their liability as an administrator.
As a principal, do they have to maintain so many CEUs a year?
They do. We actually have to have 180 at 45 hours over the course of a period of 5 years.
Does any of it come from this membership that they?
It can, depending on programs and things offered by that organization. Because it is a state organization, they do offer programming.
Does every principal have a membership to that? It just so happens to be those two that are renewed this month?
I believe that every principal has a membership to that because liabilities they would, for liability purposes. It's like their extra insurance as well.
You just said, Mr. Smetic, have you always had that membership since you were hired here day one?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you, sorry, there's just a lot of bills here and I have a lot of questions. Can you tell me why there's so many, there's such a variance in cell phone bills depending on who the person is?
I can tell you that those cell phone bills are set up as a pool of minutes. And those minutes are divided up among the different personnel just based on what their roles and responsibilities are. If you would look through them, you can see obviously, what page are you on?
I just saw one, I mean, there's different ones.
Yeah, I mean,
it's public, so like yours is different than.
I can tell you,
than-
so the district has a contract with AT&T, so the majority of our cell phone service is done through that AT&T district contract. There are employees within the district that have separate contracts that get paid separately for their cell phone bills. So for example, mine is done through my superintendent contract and it is a stipend. Mr. Meyer, it's done through his contract. I believe the school psychologist, one of the principals, and our 2 tech people are done through a contract, and the rate is based on the amount of expected usage for them with regard to employment. But then we do have a bank of phones that are provided by the district, and that's where you'll see the AT&T and some of the different numbers there, $84, $56, and those are
What
paid
qualifies you to get a cell phone?
as far as being able to communicate in emergency situations in the district. Every administrator in the district has cell phones.
And I would just say this, if I'm a principal, I would not want my personal cell phone number out there.
Oh, absolutely
for
not,
parents, and
just,
and that's why the district buys these pools of cell phones.
can somebody tell me what a hot well unit is? It costs the district $4,500. What would that need to be fixed?
I can tell you that. There was, at Mendon, there was a serving line, and we had done a repair on that. A period of time there, like a quick fix. And what happened was, that's the place where the warm water is contained in the cafeteria for food. Hobart was called out for the service leak. We originally repaired it. The technician stated that the unit needed to be replaced adequately in order to properly warm the food to the proper temperature so that we wouldn't get cited through state inspection. So that, although we did do a quick fix, we did have to replace that unit. Hobart was the one that did the replacement of that unit in order to make sure that we were in compliance with proper regulations as far as health.
There's lots of SHI, International Corporation for Replacement Batteries.
Yes.
What's all those for?
So replacement batteries are batteries that are done
They're
through our-
expensive.
They are very expensive through our technology department. So all of our servers and different technology equipment have backup batteries. The span of that backup battery life is usually somewhere between 1 and 3 years, and we have a number of different ones across the district. So you'll see on there, there's one, I think, for $1,000, then a couple of smaller ones for like $190, $300 on
Yeah,
there.
okay.
Those are all batteries that are used to back up our crucial data systems in the district.
I see something here from the safety grant for the, assuming CO is central office and
Correct.
board.
Yes.
Do you know why Bell Vernon got so much more money than any other district for the safety grant?
I can tell you this, that we were in that same situation last year. We were the only district in the county to receive $286,000 based on need. We did apply again this year, and they
There
were.
were like 2 districts that got 3 digits and the rest got 2.
Correct, and it's based on need. It's a competitive grant. There's a lot of controversy out there about being a competitive grant because who makes safety competitive? But every year, what they told us this year, we applied for that second piece, but they pretty much said in the application that if you got a big grant last year, you weren't getting any. So I don't think Bell Vernon got a big grant last year.
I see a couple from this, is it Bayada Home Health Care? Is that for services for students?
That is nursing services.
And since it's in the bills, who's Rhonda Winokur?
What page?
6.
I can tell you that's an employee deduction and garnishment. So something wasn't paid by an employee to someone, and now their paycheck is garnished because of it.
I figure this is public, right, our bills?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, people, just looking through here. Nobody else has any questions on these millions of dollars that we're paying the
I have a
bills?
question about the batteries, I probably should ask you about it. Is that something, like, do we have a service plan on that? Is there like a time period that we're just automatically replacing those?
So some of our battery, so some of the battery backups, I'll let us know when they need replaced. And then some of them, like some of the like mission critical type of things,
Oh, isn't that a late-
batteries just go
late
bad when
one?
they go bad, and we'll replace them. We do keep things on hand. It just happened to be 2 weeks ago, we happen to have a power distribution unit, basically a glorified surge strip, go bad. That overwhelmed one of our battery backups. It actually just went bad altogether. And then ultimately it fell over to the battery backup. It overloaded that one because the batteries were starting to go bad. We were waiting for those ones to arrive. So we just had a smattering of battery backups go bad recently. But typically I might sporadically throughout the year replace them based upon their age.
So none of that's under warranty with whatever we lease, the batteries all?
They're never under a lease.
No?
Typically on anything out there, you're not gonna get more than a year on any type of battery, whether it's
We
your
do
cell phone.
we do stretch
laptop.
it pretty good though on the battery backups. Like I think a couple of them that just went
Yeah, I was
bad,
just
they were
looking
deserved
through
a year.
several.
Yeah, the one that I just had to replace, that battery backup itself was probably closer to 7 years old. But over those 7 years, I had replaced batteries in them, I think, 2 or 3 times. But the physical device itself just went up.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah, wait, hold on, I'm not done yet. Where did the cafe steamer repair valve go bad that was $700? Does anybody know that one?
What page are you on?
I'm on page 10.
That would be at the building 501, that's middle school.
Who takes the iSafe curriculum safety online for education for $500? Who's
That is a curriculum that's offered in our computer classes in middle school and high school to make sure our kids are socially safe when online.
Okay. And who needs paw prints from Jostens?
Paul Prince, we do that for the athletic department, yes. And Francine ordered those once a year. That's for $340.26.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, for Johnson's.
And this KLH engineers, their monthly retainers, $2,200. What kind of services do they apply, provide to Yough that they're on a monthly retainer of $2,200?
They take care of the sewage plant at the middle school as far as testing and proper compliance with the state.
You need to have put that in place a few years ago. You need to have a certified operator because we have a sewage plant that is authorized under the, DEP.
DEP, how many,
So we have to have a licensed person.
do you know how much that is per year, or is that just a one-time fee, the retainer?
It's monthly.
Monthly.
It's monthly.
They have to come and do some testing there and then.
They do monthly testing, inspections, as well as yearly reporting to make sure we stay in compliance.
I just hadn't seen their name on
Yeah,
That's everyone.
there used to be, at one point, you didn't have to have somebody that was certified.
yeah, because we did before.
That's,
Well, we had somebody we sent that was like kind of certified.
yeah. So about four or 5 years ago, we got, 4 or 5 years ago, the DEP kind of cracked down on it.
Yeah.
Okay. How often do we have to have our boilers inspected?
I believe we do that yearly.
Yearly?
That's a state. That's a
State?
requirement.
Okay.
I think we should be looking at it as a board. I mean, what do we have, 62 plus kids? It's costing our taxpayers over $800,000. We gotta somehow get those kids back in school, so it cuts the big bills way down. I mean, if we can get half of those kids back, we save $400,000. Those are the big bills that's costing the district.
And we are doing things for this, and we have them.
Everything adds up.
every year.
These ballasts for these light bulbs, where are those? Is there any way we could, get rid of the ballast and just rewire them so we have LED lights so we're not, those ballasts are expensive. Do we know where that's at on page 13?
I can tell you that we did an Act 39 project here back in 2012, 13, somewhere back there, of which a lot of the lights that you see in the buildings and on the outside of the buildings were all changed over to LEDs. And those ballasts, I believe, aren't just for regular light bulbs, those are LED ballasts. Am I wrong on that?
Yeah, I don't think you need a ballast, do you? With an LED, can't you just do it directly to that bulb?
I don't.
But I don't know. Okay.
I don't think, I mean, Lisa, you might be able to answer that, but I think that those replacements are for LED lights as well. I don't think the ballasts are just for regular lights, because we did have the majority of our lights switched over to LEDs in the district.
Okay. And embroidery people, office supplies, $104. What's that for? That's on
That
page
was for
13.
a tablecloth for West Newton.
A tablecloth.
It was for a tablecloth for West Newton, yes it was.
What was on that tablecloth?
I think the West Newton symbol with the Yough logo in order to be able to be used at different events, public events down there.
$104.
Yep.
Is the ice machine fixed now in the trainer's room?
It is.
Thank you. Okay, yeah, there's all the cell phones. Okay, I'm almost done. And what kind of desk did we buy for $1,300?
The one in Sarah's area out front here, when we redid the lobby for safety purposes, there was actually no desk there. It was actually a blue corrugated cabinet she was working off of. That had been here for probably, I don't know, 50 years.
Who's the Wilmington Trust Fee Collection Agency? On page 19, we pay $520 times 2.
That's our payment agent for our bonds. We pay that every time we make a payment towards our bonds. We'll be making more payments on our bonds in April coming up, so we'll.
Every time we make a payment on our bond, we have to pay,
They handle the payment process for us.
we have to pay them $520 every time.
And that's standard with any bond insurance. Somebody has to handle the money, so to speak.
So was that ever calculated into the bond savings when we refinance those? that 520 every time you make a payment on it?
I can assure you, whatever bond company we had before the refinancing, you were paying no same charges.
But when we did it again.
Standard, yeah.
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 So when you say that standard, though, was that part of the bond refinance of what our bottom line saving was? Is how many payments that we had to make times $520 added into what our savings was for the district for refinancing a bond?
What I'm saying to you is you would be making that same dollar amount of payments.
But didn't you guys just refinance another bond?
We did, but again, what I'm saying
We would have
is,
still made those payments on the first one, whether or not you refinanced it or not.
even
There's no
before the
addition.
refinancing,
It was the same.
it's
It's
the
the
same.
same.
Yeah, it's the process of the payment itself.
Intelligent Electronic Systems, we had a service call, $867.
What page?
Page 23.
Yeah, that was, if you remember, you got an email about an alarm that went off at the middle school that I sent out with,
Oh, yeah,
set the fire alarm
It's gonna
off.
cost the district, okay.
Correct. That was a dust detector, they had to come and replace it.
And for Natalie's, the volleyball, female, 767.
Yes, spring middle school volleyball's in session right now, and that was for knee pads and for the shorts, the tights, scorebooks, and all those. It's just a regular supply out of the volleyball budget, but that's middle school going on right now.
Lots of library books.
Those are their yearly purchases. They don't always purchase those in July. They usually purchase them in year.
Okay. Which emergency door lock needed repaired? Page 25.
That would be the middle school courtyard door. If you remember a few weeks ago, we had really bad winds. And actually through the courtyard, it actually caused the door to break.
Does any of that get reimbursed from our insurance?
I don't believe that because our deductible would be more than what that would cost.
Cover.
Correct.
Okay, I'm done. Thank you.
Do a roll call.
Okay. Page?
No.
Dahl? Yes. Harvey's absent, Kenders is absent, McLaren,
Yes.
Nogie,
Yes?
Novacek,
Yes.
Newlander,
Yes.
Philippos.
Yes. Motion carries.
Motion carries 6 yes, 1 no, 2 absent.
Secretary's report.
Under Secretary's report this evening, executive sessions were held on Wednesday, March 3rd. Before the meeting with regard to personnel and litigation, there are 4 policies on the agenda for approval. Motion to approve policy 233, suspension and expulsion. For second reading, motion to approve policy 626, federal fiscal compliance at second reading. Policy 610, purchase subject to bid quotation at second reading. And motion to approve policy 335, family and medical leave at second reading. I would make that motion. Or I need somebody to make a motion.
McLaren.
Second.
Novacek.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Your professional employees, I need a motion to accept items 1 through 4.
Okay, wait, I need to get to that page.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Page, second.
Yough.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Yeah, I would like to personally thank these 9 educators for their dedication, time, and support they've shown and provided for our students here at Yough. Your dedication, experience, and the ability to shape our children's future in a positive way can never, ever be replaced. So I would just like to personally thank them and say God bless.
On top of that, and I obviously would agree with Mr. Novacek, this is probably the largest group of retiring teachers we've had during the 10 years that I've been here in the district. We are having some really, really fantastic teachers that are retiring this year that will be obviously sorely missed by the students and the staff of this district. I do want to have a special recognition for Mr. Evans. Mr. Evans is on there as retiring as a teacher and as an athletic director, and I can tell you, in my time in this district, he is fantastic. His work ethic, his hard work, his teaching. In Mr. Evans, you're losing a legend, not just a teacher, not just an athletic director. Well, you might be legendary,
I can agree with that.
but I can tell you, I worked in a lot of places with a lot of athletic directors, and you will find no one as dedicated as Tom Evans has been. And for that, I thank you because you're fantastic.
Are you filling up yet?
Not that good.
I'm only a phone call away.
I'm not calling.
There's classified employees, I need a motion for items 1 and 2.
I'll make that motion.
Need a second.
McLaren,
Any questions? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Nancy, do you want me to read these, each item 1, item 2 separately, or
just so number 4 is.
just so?
Do you want to do 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6 as one motion, and we'll break out 4?
Wait, excuse me. How about 4 and 5, please?
Okay, so
So we
you,
need a motion for items 1, 2, 3, and 6.
I'll make that motion.
And a second.
I'll second that.
Any questions? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion for items 4 and 5,
can do roll call.
and we'll do a roll call.
So moved.
Motion by Nogi, and need a second.
Novacek.
Could you do it though based on the sport? Because you have a clumped with football, soccer, boys soccer, girls soccer. Is that possible?
Do you want the football, do you want all the footballs read individually, or?
Do you want to do it as a group, Nancy, football?
You could do it as a sport.
Okay.
Football, soccer.
Okay, so there's a motion on the floor by Nogi, a second by Novacek. Are you two okay if we split it up and do a roll call vote on football, and then a second roll call vote on soccer? Can we do the motion like that, or do we need to make sure that Mr. Nogi and Mr. Novacek are okay with that?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll do a roll call vote then on football first. So there's 5 positions on there for football: Mark Adams, Akeem Moore, Rob Heller, and Dave Roebuck, and Larry Hickson, as well as Paul Sears. So we'll do roll call on football. Any questions on that before we roll call? Beige,
Yes.
Dahl,
Yes.
Harvey is not here, McLaren,
No.
Nogi,
Yes.
Novacek,
Yes.
Ulander,
Yes.
Philippos.
Yes.
So motion passes 6 yes, 1 no, 2 absent votes for football. We have a motion, a second, Nogi and Novacek on soccer. The names for soccer are Floyd Kish for middle school boys head soccer, Brandon DePhillips for boys assistant, Diane Metzger for girls head, and Tony Sue Derrick for middle school girls assistant. We'll do a roll call. Any questions?
I have a question. Are those returning coaches?
Go ahead.
Floyd Kish he's a middle school teacher, Brendan Phillips is, Diane Metzger is, Tony Siderick is not.
Is he an employee of the district?
No.
Does he have any experience?
Youth soccer, yes, he does.
Okay.
So we have a motion and a second. Any other questions? We'll do a roll call. Bache?
Yes.
Dahl? Yes. McLaren?
Yes.
Nogie?
Yes.
Novacek?
Yes.
Newlander?
Yes.
Philippos?
Yes.
Motion passes 7 yes, 2 absent.
Under district operations, we need a motion for items 1 through 6.
Before we start that WIU budget, Steve was gonna give us an update.
I can.
because- Okay.
You want me to give an update?
Can
Want
you
it?
give it first before? Yeah, if you don't
Can I
mind.
give it first? You gotta wait.
Because remember, we were just holding on that because
We
it was
were.
still under discussion, and then he was gonna give us a,
Yeah, I
know,
know.
because of what the, outrageous costs that they were.
Yeah, do we have to wait to give a motion here?
You can
Can
do
I
it.
just do it? Okay. So the actual, the IU budget, there was some question at the beginning. It had come in with a percentage rate that was significantly higher than what it had been for districts in the past. I believe it was upwards of close to 6% increase when the budget first came out as a preliminary budget. The IU had some positions in there that I think some of us, superintendents, business managers, were questioning as to, districts are expected to do more with less, shouldn't IUs have to do the same, even though IUs are funded differently? So Steve went to the meeting, but prior to that, we had a superintendent's meeting as well as some business manager conversations, and some of those concerns were brought up to the IU at those meetings that, the IU has a fund balance of about $4.77 million. Of that fund balance, 1.3 is a committed and 3.4 is an unassigned fund balance. So why should districts be picking up a great sum of cost from, them adding a position if they have that much fund balance? Because that is a pretty significant amount of fund balance, much more than most districts have in place. So with those concerns being brought up, the IU did go back, reflect on it, and come back with a second budget option, which is a much more reasonable option, where they did take out that position. They only have to use $19,353 to balance out of their fund balance. They did remove that position, and our increase as a district went from being about $7,000 to being about $1,871. So a pretty significant decrease. So it worked out. Some of the highlights of the budget, obviously, they used a little bit of their fund balance. They moved a couple positions around, but didn't really add any position. They have added 30 additional E-Academy teachers as part of their programming, but E-Academy has really been a great resource for us as a school district. I can tell you they added 500 additional ESL hours, which doesn't necessarily impact us as a school district, but is something that we look to. We currently, as a district, they are currently renting, and this happened a few years ago, the Clairview School. That is still part of their budget where we still have to pay for the rent for that. And there is one room there they're still trying to rent out that they make a little bit of a profit of. Obviously, benefits increased a little bit there, about 1.25% for their employees. But I think overall, after they went and they kind of took a look at what they were charging the district and the things that they needed to do to make it reasonable, that they did do that, I commend, and Joe, you can take this back to Jason. I commend their effort and hard work in listening to the district's concern, the district board members that represent us, their concerns, as well as the superintendent, because I think it's important that they do that, and they did do that in this budget.
Absolutely, yeah,
So
those
it's
numbers were
fantastic.
just,
Thank you, I'll share that.
Thanks.
yes. Okay,
Need a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Need a second?
McLaren.
Any questions? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. WIU 7 report, Steve Kenders.
That was the
That
report.
was you.
Oh, he did want to, he would have also wanted to say that the fundraiser that we did and helped them do as a district, Mrs. Hildebrand took, how much money, 200 and, I can't remember. $175. However, Jason did announce it as $750 at the meeting, so it worked out well for all of us. It was good, it was really good. But we as a district.
Stuff that envelope on the way.
Right, right. Dawn said she added some money to it, and I said, oh my God, she has $600. But we did as a district contribute $175 to the fund that they were putting together, care packages for kids. So that was a piece of it. I know Steve has been working really diligently with the WIU and attending their meetings and getting caught up on different things there, so that's where we stand.
Thank you. CWCTC report, Sandy?
Mr. Brad Elwood is retiring at the end of June 30th for health reasons. On the 26th, the 8th graders from the Yough Middle School visited and toured 23 CTE programs. Pro Start Restaurant team finalized and won the gold medal. And on the 28th, the robotics team will travel to Clarion University State Competition.
Thank you, Sandy. PSBA report, Ken?
The property tax task force has been, we've been having educational seminars at lunch here and there. Different people are giving us presentations, giving us their input on the property tax elimination. So basically that's going on. It's just for us to learn different people's opinions and direction that they would like to go. And then we're actually gonna meet out there. Everybody from across the state's gonna go to Harrisburg to the PSBA headquarters on the 22nd and have a meeting with everybody face to face and start sort of diving into this a little better. So it's moving along and seems like it's going well.
Thank you. Committee reports? Anything under athletic committee?
We conducted exit interviews for winter sports tonight. Everything went smooth. I believe all the equipment, with the exception of a couple pieces from one of the coaches, I think wrestling, a few pieces of equipment they turned in, but other than that, everything else was smooth.
I can speak just quickly to the government liaison committee. Kind of been working with Mrs. Dahl to try to get Senator Ward to come and do some tours of the district, so we're still working on that. That's still something that we're making an effort in.
Anything under old business? Anything under new business?
Have a motion to make Root and Fiore the broker of letter record for the insurance for the Yough School District.
Need a second?
I'll second.
Any questions? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Roll call, please.
Roll call.
Bocek was the motion, Dahl was the second. Okay, roll call. Beige,
Yes.
Dahl,
Yes.
McLaren,
No.
Nogi,
Yes.
Novacek,
Yes.
Elander,
Yes.
Philippos.
Yes.
6 yes, 1 no, 2 absent, pass.
Do we need to pass any motion to have the board authorize the superintendent and the business manager to
Move
put the
forward.
letter together for the
No, we'll
change?
do it.
Okay.
Solicitors report?
Have no report this evening, Mr. President.
Thank you. Citizens' comments?
Chris Boucher, Ruffsdale. One question on coronavirus. In the past few weeks, the novel coronavirus SARS-CoV-2 has become a topic of concern nationwide. From a compliance standpoint, under Policy 805 and emergency preparedness and response, does the board understand its responsibilities? And does the board have an emergency plan in place? And do we have provisions in place for a possible closing event or excessive absence? And I say this because my son was actually at a conference for his physics presentation this weekend in Denver, and it was canceled. So this is very realistic. This isn't something that I think we should shy away from at this time. So does any of the board understand the 805 emergency?
Yeah. And I'm happy to answer that. I can tell you that we actually sent an email out to the staff, the whole staff in the districts across the district yesterday, just talking about precautions and different things we've done as a district in place as far as our facilities, our buses, so forth and so on. We also talked a little bit about what you should do as an employee, how do we make sure we keep ourselves safe and healthy. We put resources out there from the CDC as well as from the PD website. As a district, we have what's called a mobile emergency response plan. That mobile emergency response plan covers all different types of things, including this type of virus outbreak. This outbreak would be, right now, we actually have more, obviously, a problem in the district with the flu. But how we would handle those outbreaks are similar to how we would handle this outbreak. If there would be a need for the school to shut down, we would have processes and things in place based on that mobile emergency response plan.
Okay. All right. Next Wednesday is our spring legal roundup at Forbes CTC. Is anyone planning to attend?
I will be going. I'm not sure if Mr. Meyer is going or not, and the board has been invited, and the RSVPs will be back this week.
Okay. And then lastly, ECP, the Educators in Cooperative Program, supporting the growing need for workforce initiatives. Does Yough have a plan to have relationships with local companies like Siemens, Westinghouse, etc.? I know the ECP is planning on going nationwide here in the next month, so.
I can tell you, I don't know if we're directly related to ECP. I can tell you on Thursday, the district is participating in a program called Companies in the Classroom, where company CEOs are coming here to the high school. I think we have Kennemetal, Excella, Tenasca, and Elliott are the 4 companies that are coming here. CEOs from their company are coming. They're actually spending the morning here meeting with our kids. They're going to be attending classes with our students, as well as having the opportunity to ask questions of our staff. And then we're going to come back here at the end of the day, and we're going to do some collaboration to talk about how schools and businesses can partner together to best prepare kids for the future. That's one of the programs we're doing inside the district. I can tell you we are also doing teachers in the workplace. So we have 2 different programs, middle school and high school, where our teachers actually go into the workplace and learn and experience what's happening in the work world as well, that they can come back and be better prepared in helping prepare our students. So we're trying to do it from both angles as part of the Career Readiness Initiative through the State Department. So those are some of the things we're doing. Specifically the ECP, I don't know, but we are participating in very direct programs within the district in order to make sure that our business connections are done well and for the benefit of our kiddos.
I have a question in regards to what you were talking about. Is it Thursday for
It is.
those people? Is there any, can we offer, because those are very technology driven and programs that have a lot to do with Westmoreland Career and Technology Center offerings, is there any way that we can offer for the kids who are, say, morning tech students who might want to be able to participate in talking to people from Elliott and whatnot and asking questions?
We bring in speakers, I don't know if you know that or not, but we do bring in, like, this is a specific program for the businesses to be able to go into the teachers' classrooms, although I know Brian has it set up that we are going to have some kids that are interested in talking to them from down. But we also have other programs where people from these outside companies actually come in and meet with kids, like on a speaker type day. We do that in the middle school. We also do that out here at the high school for any kids for welding or any of those fields out there that maybe kids could have an interest in that they can learn more about. We do that.
Yeah, it's good to have those kids that are involved in
Absolutely.
career and technology, have the opportunity to talk to these CEOs and whatnot. Ask some questions, am I making the right choices, what career path should I follow, kind of thing.
Yeah, and we have the group of kids that are going to be working with shadowing these couple CEOs. We have a wide variety of kids. We have kids that maybe are on an academic track. We have kids that are on a career and technical track. We have kids that are maybe thinking about going in the military. So we try to vary what kids are working with these people so they, the companies as well as our kids, get that kind of well-rounded experience.
Any other public comment?
Just one here. This is on behalf of the WIU Foundation. Later this month, we'll be sponsoring the annual Champion of the Arts event. It'll be at the WIU on March 21st. So I would invite you, if you would like to come out and see the artwork produced by the special needs students in our county. Last year was the first year that the event was held at the WIU in the Fred Rogers room, and it was very well attended and an excellent event. So if you have time in your day, it would be something nice to do. And I would ask Dawn, do we have any kids this year that participated? All right, good. Thank
Could you
you.
by any chance send that
Can we do that?
information to Dr. Sargent, so maybe she could send us an email?
Yeah, I can send you a copy of the flyer.
Can you?
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah, I'll email you one tonight.
Speaking on that, and this is not public comment, but something I forgot to talk about under business. Our annual, we're not calling it a drug prevention symposium. We've changed the name of it a little bit to CARES, stands for Child, Adolescent, Resource, and Education Symposium, and we've used the word CARES. And the purpose of that is we still have a lot of our drug prevention type programming that's going to be involved with this, but we also are covering other areas, mental health, suicide, drug awareness. Students are still doing presentations. We're doing social media, human trafficking, child safety, internet safety. So we've expanded it to not just be about drug prevention, that's still a piece of it, but we've kind of expanded it out a little bit to have it be friendly across the board, because although we know the drug prevention is still a big piece of it, mental health has spiraled off of that, social media is a piece of that, internet use is a piece of that. So that is being held on March 12th, which is next Thursday, from 5:30 to 9 at the middle school. The brochure should be going up online soon, if I didn't already put it up, I can't remember if I did or not. The brochure will be going online. It lists tentatively a draft of all of the speakers there. It is normally an event that meets probably, we usually get 350 to 400 people. We anticipate getting that same amount at that event. So anybody that is able to come and take part of that, it really is a fantastic evening.
Thank you, Dr. Sargent. No further comments. I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll watch it.
Second.
Oh.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed?